Bitcoin walking a very fine line between bullish and bearish, hovering just between 95.50 and 9600. Why this area is so crucial right now and why we need to be ready in the coming hours. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Be sure to subscribe on your way in, hit that like button, turn the notification bells on so you can get notified when I post these videos. This is going to be a quick one. Bitcoin price has not moved too much since I did yesterday's video. However, I think it moved into a territory that's worth at least covering, worth at least giving you an update. So let's do it real quick. I want to just take a quick glance at a video from yesterday. So that 95.50 for me, and like right now we're there. We're $15, $14 away from that. That's a really, from my charts perspective, everybody's charting differently, but from my perspective, that's a really solid area of resistance that I'm watching for. And I think we can find some bullish confirmation if Bitcoin solidly breaks through that. Now, just as Bitcoin broke that trend, keyword, because we did break above, and this is, let me go to the 6-hour chart here. Let's look at that chart. We broke above that area, and this is a very critical trend line. That yellow line that you see, this is part of the symmetrical triangle going back to May. Everyone, I know it's a little messy. We've got a lot of volatility back here. You kind of have to, when you're drawing these trend lines, draw the average. We get a really clear sense of lower highs in terms of this trend line. I think it's fair to say this is an area right around that 95.50 area, an area of potential resistance, give or take. So we need separation. I said solidly breaking through is really what we're looking for, really at the end of the day, to the $9,900 target out of this ascending triangle. That's what we want to see. Because right now, Bitcoin, if you look at this symmetrical triangle, this upper trend line here, is still putting in, as of right now, this can potentially be a lower high, meaning the last swing high that we had back at the end of June, right around a month ago, Bitcoin could be putting in something very similar, right? We haven't even broken this swing high on this wick. We're talking 97.90. So we need more separation. It's nice to see Bitcoin. It's in the $9,500 or $9,600 area, but Bitcoin hasn't given us that bullish confirmation. There are some things that suggest that, we have continuation potentially in the coming hours, the coming days. A lot of that has to do with, if we go to some of these oscillators, you can see Bitcoin right now, if we look at this MACD, in kind of a different spot. And I'm going to look at two areas. Number one, the swing high back here that you see, Bitcoin, after being rejected, you can see was already kind of in that overbought territory coming down off that stock RSI. But confluent with that, the MACD was also coming down, right? And that is a big indicator that I'm just watching right now, because that was back then, and now we're actually coming from a different perspective. Momentum is kind of turning back around. Bulls, I think, are more prepared to defend their position, even as we're hitting a swing high on this stock RSI, right? And we're hitting a overbought territory. I still think Bitcoin bulls are very prepared in terms of defending their position. But on the RSI, a good area to watch for is where we got this last swing high, the beginning of June. I think this area around 63. If Bitcoin can break through there on this momentum oscillator, I can see Bitcoin making a really nice move. And when we're talking about a really nice move, what that looks like is Bitcoin hitting multiple targets. Number one, the $9,900 target, which is the ascending triangle breakout target. But ultimately, we're really looking for Bitcoin to kind of cruise up to that 10,400 area. That's the swing high that we had at the beginning of June. That area could potentially pose some resistance, because we know if we go back to February 2020, we also have right around that $10,500 area some resistance. So that's a big area zooming out on these charts, and there's a lot of messiness you see. I have a lot of things happening. But if we're zooming out on these charts, and we can zoom out on the daily maybe to get a better look, you can see that $10,500 area could pose some resistance. But that's what we want. We want Bitcoin to get there to see what happens. If we go over to the weekly, because you know me, I love, and let me clean this up a little bit, I love just zooming out on the weekly. Gives us some context. Look at this, everybody. Just look at the potential setup of this inverse head and shoulders. I need to do a video on this because it's so bullish. This head and shoulders with, ironically, to bring it all together, the neckline sitting right around that 10,500. Can Bitcoin make a run? It's $1,000 run to 10,500 and break that area, this inverse head and shoulders, if it completes, if it forms, and we break that neckline with a breakout target to around $24,000. I'm probably going to put that in the thumbnail. People are going to call it clickbait, but everybody, this is the macro technical look. This isn't even overhyped. I'm just telling you, it's on the charts. I can't be the only one talking about this. Small right shoulder, not a problem. Let's see how that plays out. I'm going to probably cover that in a separate video, but those are my thoughts. Going to make it a quick video, as I mentioned, just a quick little update for all of you crypto capital venture people out there. I appreciate you coming by. Again, if you're here, not a subscriber, subscribe. I appreciate you. I really do, as we try and grow this channel. And on your way out, if you got any value from this video, hit that like button. I'll see you all in the next video. I appreciate you. Have an awesome night, and God bless.